with a super quick question. Is there a scarcity of water on Earth? I mean, really think about it for a second. If you head down to the beach, you could just scoop up buckets and buckets of water, and nobody's going to stop you, right? But here's the catch. While general water isn't scarce at all, I mean, it's literally overflowing in our oceans, clean, drinkable water, that is highly restricted. We actually have to buy it in little plastic bottles. And this perfectly illustrates a universal truth. We live in a world governed by scarcity. Hello and welcome to this explainer. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we are going to decode the fundamental building blocks of economics. We're grabbing these concepts straight from the foundation module and breaking them down so you can see exactly how the world actually works. All right, let's look at our roadmap for today. We've got 5 main stops. First, the core economic problem. Second, the 4 factors of production. Third, productive versus allocative efficiency. Fourth, the cost of choice. And finally, growth versus development. So let's jump right into number 1, the core economic problem. Infinite wants versus limited means. There's just this brilliant contrast here. On one side, our human wants and needs are basically infinite. We want the latest iPhones, we want unlimited clean air, fancy clothes, amazing food. The list just never ends. But on the flip side, the Earth's resources required to actually fulfill these desires are strictly limited. We've got finite land, finite capital, and most importantly, finite time. And that brings us to scarcity. It's the fundamental problem of having seemingly unlimited human wants in a world of limited resources. Because we simply can't have it all, scarcity is the root of all economic study. It literally forces us to invent these massive rationing and distribution systems just to survive. Kind of crazy when you think about it. Moving right along to section 2, the 4 factors of production. The building blocks. Listen, every single thing produced on Earth requires these 4 elements. Land, which is the physical space, labor, the human effort, capital, meaning the tools and tech, and entrepreneurship, the organization and the risk-taking behind it all. Actually, think about the very explainer you're tuned into right now. It needed physical space for a studio, human effort to write it, tools like cameras and the internet, and someone to organize the whole educational platform. Everything fits neatly into these 4 boxes. Okay, section 3, productive versus allocative efficiency, the exam prep dilemma. So there are 2 distinct types of efficiency you've got to understand. Productive efficiency means you have absolutely 0 time or resources wasted. You're just working at maximum capacity. But allocative efficiency, that means you have a proper distribution and weighting of resources. It is literally the difference between working hard and working smart. Let's use a relatable analogy of 2 students prepping for the UPSC exam. Take Shivam. He wastes 4 hours a day on Netflix, so he is definitely not productively efficient. But with his remaining time, he balances all his subjects perfectly based on their weightage. That means he is allocatively efficient. Now, Chandni, on the other hand, she studies constantly with 0 distractions, highly productively efficient, right? But wait, she only studies 2 out of her 4 subjects. So she is not allocatively efficient. The big takeaway here, neither of them is fully efficient. True efficiency demands both. Let's scale this up to a governance level. Imagine you're a district magistrate in Jharkhand. There's a terrible food shortage, a literal famine. You have 10 acres of land, and you get 3 proposals for how to use it. Now, the land has a maximum capacity of 1,000 kilograms of wheat per acre or 1,000 kilograms of coal per acre. Ankush offers 8,000 kilos of wheat total. Shama offers a split, 5,000 kilos of wheat and 5,000 of coal, and Rajani, she offers 10,000 kilos of wheat. So which one do you choose to solve this crisis? Well, the correct answer is Regini. And why is that? Because her proposal is the only one hitting both marks. It's productively efficient because it maxes out the land's capacity at that full 10,000 kilos. And crucially, it's allocatively efficient because, remember, there's a food shortage. That means 100% of the resources should be allocated to food, not coal. That leads us perfectly into section 4, the cost of choice. Nothing is free. This introduces a massive concept, opportunity cost. That's the value of the next best alternative that is forgone when making a choice. Think about it. Right now, by choosing to watch this explainer, you are giving up the opportunity to watch a movie or just endlessly scroll through social media. Choosing one path inherently means sacrificing another. Let's really drive this concept home with a hard-hitting, real-world example. Imagine a recent college grad who has two choices in front of them. Option A, commit to full-time UPSC prep for 20 months. Or option B, take a starter job paying 30,000 rupees a month. If they choose to study full-time, their opportunity cost isn't just the price of their textbooks. No, it's 6,000 rupees. That is the actual tangible financial value of the foregone income over those 20 months. It's a massive investment. Recognizing this hidden price tag shows exactly why your time is incredibly, undeniably valuable. Let's zoom out now for our fifth and final section, growth versus development, the big picture. But before we can even measure success, we have to look at the ultimate test of our choices, and that's sustainability. This basically means ensuring that over time, the quality and quantity of our factors of production aren't compromised for future generations. We can't just use up all the fertile land or pollute all the drinking water to get rich today, because if we do, we're literally just borrowing from our grandchildren. Keeping that idea of sustainability in mind, look at this absolutely critical difference. Growth is simply an increase in pure economic activity and transactions. Development, however, is a much broader view of social progress and overall well-being. For instance, if an economy's total transactions go from $3 trillion to $3.5 trillion in a single year, well, that's growth. But here's the thing. Growth doesn't care if that brand new $500 billion was distributed equally among the people, or if it only lined the pockets of, say, 5 big industrialists while everyone else stayed poor. At the end of the day, it's just a raw number. True development, however, is the actual marker of success. You have to ask, did that money lead to better healthcare? Did it create quality education? What about clean sanitation, increased social trust, and equitable wealth distribution? You see, development encompasses the holistic well-being of the entire society. It ensures that the economic growth actually improved the everyday lives of the citizens. So, I want to leave you with a provocative question to chew on today. Take a look around you. Is your society simply growing its numbers, or is it truly developing? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I will catch you next time.